so much for tuning in to P2P Relates, where we talk about all things relationships. I'm Pat Renfro, and today we're going to be talking about think before you speak. Communication is a huge part of relationships. In order to express how you feel, what you believe, what you need, what you're offering, you gotta open your mouth and talk. One of the reasons I wanted to speak on this subject this week is because my channel is all about all things relationships. And in order for us to have healthy lives, we need healthy relationships. So we're going to talk about what it looks like to think before you speak. And like I said, I'm going to throw a different caveat in there. So part of the problem in relationships is that it's not always because you just said whatever came to you. There are times when you may think about it and give it great consideration, but maybe not examine it as well as you needed to. So then you thought about it, and then you go do it or say it, and then you still offend your friend, or you still offend a person that you're communicating with, or you're in an interview and they ask you a question or they make a comment and you forget where you are and think that you're talking to your friends or a new friend, and you end up getting too casual and saying things that, oops, what was I thinking? Well, you weren't. There's an acronym out for think, THINK. So the first one, T, is it true? So you're going to tell someone something, you're going to make a statement. The first question you should ask yourself is it true? The second one, H, is it helpful? I may say a thing, but is it going to add any value? The next one is I, is it inspiring? Because it may be true and it may be helpful, but did it inspire the person? The next one is N. Was it necessary that you say that? And the final one is K. Did you do it in kindness? It could be true, it could be helpful, it could be inspiring, it could be necessary, but if you did it in a way that's unkind, mean, abrupt, aggressive, you just destroy the whole thing. So when you're thinking about whether or not you really need to say a thing, that's helpful and that's traditional. But here comes the P2P Relates twist on it. Think. Take the time to communicate well. Because if I'm saying something, I don't give you the proper context. I don't make sure that I'm saying it in a way that you can receive it. I'm not communicating. H. Helpfulness should couch what you're saying. After I get through making these statements, is it going to help you? I. Integrate the knowledge that the listener has so that you're not one saying something they already knew. Makes it really hard to be a patient listener when the person's speaking at you or they're speaking about something that you already know and you can't really hear the whole essence of what they're saying because you're thinking to yourself as the listener, why are they telling me this? I know this already. Point. So integrate your information with your audience, that they're listening to you. You already understand where they're at. You're adding value. You're making sure that you're integrating what they already know with some additional information that's going to be helpful, right? And concise, necessary, to the point, not a lot of fluff, especially if it's somewhat toward conflict or it's in a department where they don't even agree with you and you probably already know it, but you think it's really necessary. So get to the point. And finally, K. Have a kindred spirit so that that's incorporated in your talk. You're doing this to edify that person. You're doing this to improve something or to enlighten them in a way that's going to make their life better because of what you said. Now, don't get me wrong. We're all going to be in conversations where we've got to say some things that may be a little tough, and maybe you know good and well your children don't want to hear it, kind of thing. But again, if you put the effort of taking the time to communicate well, making sure that you're being helpful, say what you say, integrating the knowledge of your audience so that you're speaking at their level and you're adding value to what it is they already know. And maybe they don't know it all, but they know some other things, and you're putting those all together so it'll make sense to them. Making sure that you cut to the chase and just get right to the point. And finally, that you come in a spirit of kindness and gentleness, that you're delivering that. You're going to have an audience that can be more receptive. Now, let's keep it real. There's going to be conflict in relationships. There's no way, no matter how close you are, no matter how in sync, how committed to peace, how similar or complementary you are to each other, there are going to be rough spots and days. And hopefully, if both parties in the relationship have a huge commitment to preserving the relationship, to honoring each other, and to forgiving each other's imperfections, that relationship can weather the storms, the inevitable storms that are going to come up. Because we're not perfect people. And there are going to be times we're going to make judgments. We're going to think through a thing and really actually think that what we're going to do or say is perfectly okay. But maybe we didn't consider all the things. And that's why using my system might help you in a rather complicated relational situation. All right, that's all I have for today. Hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you can be notified when I do uploads, which I do every week. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. I welcome, as always, your comments. Bye.